Max Blasky back with you here from Washington. Boys action getting underway here in just about 10 minutes as both teams get warmed up. Washington comes into this contest. Boys record 7-11 on the season, 2-8 in league play. Meanwhile, Frankfort 9-9 on the season, 4-5 in league play. But both of these teams jockeying for position in Sub-State. It's pretty much Osborne's and Clifton Clyde at the top. So whoever gets a win here tonight will be in a position to not have to face one of those two teams after a first-round action. Will be a higher seed. Right now, Frankfort is the number 4 seed. Washington County is the 5. These two teams matched up one time last year. It was Frankfort pulling away with it 58-52. It was a coming-out party for Lane Loiseau and Wes Anderson as they both scored 20 points at home as the Wildcats were victorious last year, 58-52. Both of these teams very similar as they were last year, but different in their own right. We'll get into that here in just a little bit. Want to pass along some scoring updates for you here. First, in girls action, of course, in the game before us, Frankfort defeated Washington 62-32. Looking at some scores elsewhere around the league from our friend Jeff Worth at the TVL Sports Spotlight. Valley Heights is up on Onega at halftime, 30-14. Meanwhile, Centralia leads Clifton Clyde 15-12 in what is a great TVL matchup there. Boys game will determine regular season champion two between the Eagles and Panthers. After 3 quarters, Axel is on top of Blue Valley 43-35. Hanover, who was trailing at half, lead Troy 25-24 after a big third quarter there, and Donovan West leads Lynn going in the fourth quarter action 39-27. We're going to take another timeout, bring it right back here to preview both of these teams' seasons as you're listening to high school basketball right here on KNDY 95.5.
Let Dr. Phil Benz of the Animal Health Center in Washington keep your pets and herds healthy and thriving. They offer services such as vaccination, surgery, grooming, and boarding. The doctors also understand your herd is your livelihood. Call them for a herd health consultation to assist with nutrition and pasture management, vaccination and deworming protocols, reproductive strategies, and more. And don't forget your hard-working horses. The Animal Health Center has specific services for them as well. Animal Health Services in Washington, open Monday through Saturday. Call for an appointment today. To keep your vehicle running good and looking good, all you need is M&R Auto Parts in Frankfort. Motor oil, air filters, spark plugs, batteries, brakes, and more. M&R also has what you need for the outside of the vehicle. Wheel cleaners, glass cleaners, washes, and waxes. That's M&R Auto Parts, your CarQuest Auto Parts dealer in Frankfort.
You want a bank that not only cares about you, but the businesses and families around. FNB Washington is that bank. Community-minded since 1883, FNB Washington truly has been there through it all, a mainstay in the Washington community. FNB cherishes the opportunity to give back, whether participating in hosting local events, providing a community room for public use, or cheering the Tigers on to victory. Your local and hometown bank is still FNB Washington, Equal Housing Lender, FDIC.
Access denied.
We've all been there. When you can't connect the thingy to the whatchamacallit, and the whatchamacallit can't find the Wi-Fi network. Well, Blue Valley Technologies has a solution that can help you with all your connected devices. Tech Home with unlimited multi-device support to help you get your home connected and even tune up your computer. Find more details at bluevalley.net/techhome.
Owens Originals Floral has creative solutions for all your floral needs. Let Carol and her artistic team design and deliver a floral masterpiece for you. At Owens Originals, they keep a large selection of fresh flowers available, as if they're handpicked just for you. Owens Originals Floral on the Square in downtown Washington, 325-2026 for all of life's celebrations.
Back with you here this evening as we get ready for high school basketball. Boys action up for you next between Frankfort and Washington. Frankfort is first for the visitors, 9-9 on the season under first-year head coach Adam Schreiner. They started off the year 3-5. They've kind of just been up and down all season. They got the biggest win of the year a couple of weeks ago, a 65-58 win over state-ranked Axel back on the 6th. Before that, they had lost 3 straight to Clifton Clyde, Blue Valley, and Centralia. But coming off a 3-18 season last year, this Frankfort team much improved. One of those 3 wins too last year was against this Washington County team. Mentioned it a moment ago. That was a 58-52 victory for the Wildcats at home. One in which we saw Wes Anderson and Lane Loizo both score 20 points to lead the Wildcats in scoring. As for Washington County, they started off the season 4-0, including a win over Smith Center back on December 12th. But since then have struggled. They have lost 8 straight coming out of the TVL tournament. A lot of them close losses, though. A 2-point loss to Hanover, another 6-point loss to Hanover, 3 points to Troy, 7 points to Lynn. Just have not been able to finish off the job here this season under head coach Bobby Smith. Washington comes in scoring 47 points per game. Frankfort scoring 48. Both teams allow right around that 50-point per mark, but Frankfort better defensively, allowing 41 points per game with this athletic team. It will be a game that will see both of these squads get up and down. Of course, senior Miles Miller, point guard for the Tigers, likes to run this pace, and head coach Adam Schreiner likes his Frankfort team to take advantage of running opportunities and use their athleticism in transition. We'll take a peek here at starting lineups coming up for you next, as well as a peek at how this sub-state is shaking out for both of these squads as we get ready for tip-off between Frankfort boys and Washington boys right here on KNDY 95.5.
Turnkey custom home builds with Inline Construction make the home building process as easy as you approving final decisions. From start to finish, let Inline tackle site preparation, foundation, framing, and finish inside and out. Lots are available at Hartley Ridge in North Marysville, or they can build on your site. Call today and get started with Inline Construction.
From the ground up, Midwest Products Hanover can assist with concrete drives, parking, walks, entries, foundations, and support walls. Quality people help produce quality products, and you can rely on their crews for a job done right. Concrete plants at Hanover, Washington, and Clay Center. Midwest Products also haul rock, sand, and gravel. They have a crane for rent and can assist with site preparation. Start your next job with a call for a quote today from Midwest Products at Hanover.
Friendly, personalized service to meet your banking needs. That's a standard at First National Bank, Frankfort.
I love my community bank because I received personal service after hours. When I was in a bind at a store, I made a quick phone call and they helped me resolve the problem. They were there for me when I really needed it. At First National Bank, they're not just my banker. They're my neighbor, friend, and an active part of my community.
Let First National Bank's brand of banking be responsive to your needs. First National Bank, Frankfort, 93 years of complete banking service, proud to be a community bank, member FDIC.
For the best in farming equipment with the service to back it, there is only one Bruna Implement Company, your local Case IH dealer. Since 1947, the staff of Bruna Implement Company works daily to provide the best parts and service when you need it the most. Bruna Implement Company has been family owned for 3 generations. They know what it takes to be successful as your area Case IH dealer in Marysville, Washington, Clay Center, Seneca, Hiawatha, and now Humboldt, Nebraska.
Wanklin Oil is proud to serve the community with propane, gas, and diesel fuel right to your home or farm. Family owned and operated, they'll deliver your fuel with an old-fashioned personal touch. Their dependable quality service at the lowest price available makes them a leader in the field. In addition to propane and diesel, they also offer tank repair, sales, and service. For your fuel and heating needs, Wanklin Oil is just a call away. 800-794-2019. They have the energy since 1926.
Stone Southside Service in Washington, Kansas offers competitive prices on tires with excellent customer service. Located on Highway 15 across from the co-op, Stone Southside Service also offers towing and light mechanical work for your vehicle, including brake jobs. Stone Southside Service also sells Green Mountain Grills. These grills feature wood pellets that enhance barbecue flavor. Stone Southside Service in Washington, Kansas. Your source for great prices on tires, light mechanical work for your vehicle, and home of Green Mountain Grills. Give them a call at 785-325-2247.
The nightcap coming up here for you next on KNDY in our final Friday night featured game of the week. This isn't our last game of the year, as we will have one more broadcast for you next Tuesday as the Valley Heights Mustangs travel south to face TVL foe Blue Valley. That will be our last regular season broadcast before we get sub-state action started down in Blue Valley underway the following weekend. Opening round game starts the 26th. We'll start our coverage there that following Thursday. Of course, in that sub-state are the likes of Axtell, Hanover, Lynn, Blue Valley, Scandia, and Southern Cloud. Meanwhile, these two teams right here in boys action fighting for a spot in the Mankato sub-state and jockeying for position. Osborne leads their sub-state with an 18-1 record. Clifton Clyde 17-2 as both of those teams are ranked in Class 1A Division I and playing excellent ball. After that, four teams jockeying for positions 3 through 6. It's Osborne or Downs Lakeside at 8-7 on the year. Frankfort at 9-9. Washington County at 7-11, and Rock Hill at 5-11. So a big one here for pride between these two teams as the high school basketball season winds down. Starting lineups now brought to you here tonight. Senior night for the Washington County Tigers. They will go same starting lineup they have all season. Under head coach Bobby Smith, Tigers boat a 7-11 record, 2-8 in league play. They will start number 2, Austin Wirtz, a 6'1 senior. Number 3, Miles Miller, a 6'1 senior. Number 21, Monty Huckett, a 5'11 junior. Number 23, Carson Kern, a 6'1 senior. And number 30, Octavian Cardenas, a 6-foot junior. As the Washington County boys will go Wirtz, Miller, Huckett, Kern, and Cardenas, both teams 6 foot across the board, and will look to use that height here tonight against Frankfort. Meanwhile, under first-year head coach Adam Schreiner, the Frankfort boys are 9-9 on the season off a 3-18 year last year, 4-5 in league play, both jockeying for position in sub-state. A little change in starting lineup tonight. Number 4, Wes Anderson, a 5'11 sophomore. Number 10, Ty Smith, a 6'2 junior, will round out the backcourt. Number 23, Lane Loizo, a 6'3 junior. Number 25, Ole Martin Savay, getting the start here tonight for the 6'1 senior. Number 33, Carter Olson, the 6'1 junior, rounds it out for the Wildcats as they will go Anderson, Smith, Loizo, Olson, and Savay here tonight against Washington. It will be a great TBL matchup as both of these squads look to end the season on a win. Washington, this is their last game out. Meanwhile, for Frankfort, they will have one more next Tuesday down at Lynn. Washington will be in their home whites, red tigers and numbers across the chest. Meanwhile, Frankfort in their road reds, gray Frankfort and numbers across the chest. It's Loizo at Tuckett in the jump circle. First tip will go to Frankfort. Ty Smith will set this ball up offensively for the Wildcats, a team that averages 48 points per game, but defensively they have taken a leap. They allow 41 points per game this year. That is much improved off the 50 points per game they allowed last year. Wes Anderson, he fires his first 3 of the night. That's going to be a miss from straight on. Anderson had a coming-out party last year against these Wildcats. 20 points for the freshman last year. He had, let me count here real quick, 6 triples in that contest for them in the third quarter. Huckett will attack left side, loses the ball. Here comes the athleticism of Frankfort. Loizo quickly across the timeline, but he will set it up now for the Wildcats. 3-2 defense here for Washington as they will use their length, keep those arms wide as every starter besides Huckett goes over 6 foot. Of course, Monty right there at 5'11". Kind of a 2-2-1 actually defense as it allows Ty Smith a wide open 3. Shot off no good. Huckett off his hand will stay with Frankfort. So this Wildcats team has kind of been up and down all season. We highlighted the big win over Axtell back on February 6th as Loizo goes back court. That's a turnover, Frankfort. Back to that, Frankfort had that big win over Axtell, but then they followed it up with a bad loss at Troy there on the 9th. That was a 37-29 loss. Troy right in the mix of the TVL tournament. They are 9-8 on the season, but for a team to only score 29 points in a game for this Frankfort Wildcats team, talking to head coach Adam Schreiner on our Coach's Corner program that airs every Thursday at about 5:20, he said offensive consistency will be needed. Here's some offensive consistency for Washington. A 3-ball. Carson Kern puts it down, gives them the first lead of the evening, 3-0. 6:18 here left to play in the first quarter. Around the horn, Frankfort looking to get it inside. Wildcats cutter Wilby Smith to that high post. 2-man game left side. Anderson lines up a 3. He cans that one. Sophomore Wes Anderson, his first triple, picks up that phone and answers back. The senior for Washington, as we're knotted up here at 3. Max Plasky along with you here this evening. First quarter action just good getting underway here at KNDY. Here's a steal by Smith, left side. Works, gets it back. Now Kern will run it offensively. Cardenas baseline throws it against Loizo. That will go off the junior. Substitutions now for head coach Bobby Smith. Gavin Leduc, the 5'9 sophomore, will check in along with William Svanda, the 6'2 junior. Had Washington a couple weeks ago. Haven't seen Svanda yet this year. First action so far tonight. Wirtz will fire up about a 25-footer. Missed that one short off the rim. Rebound pulled down the Wiseau. And now a foul will be called on number 3, Miles Miller. So the senior picks up his first. First now for Washington. Expecting a defensive game here this evening. A 1-3-1 now for Frankfort or for Washington, and now allow the easy 2 for Elaine Martin-Savay on the nice feed from Lane Loizo. Gives the Frankfort the 5-3 lead here early on first quarter. I was just going to say, expected a defensive battle here between these two teams. Neither team can get the score, and it might be a long night. Inside, Swanda's going to get the ball shot waved off, I thought he said. Waved off. We're going to count the buckets for Washington. He said it was off down baseline, but it's going to go to Swanda's way. So an and one opportunity now for the junior off the bench. Free throws both ways now as Ole Martin-Savay picks up his first personal foul early on in this one. One shot now for William Svanda off the bench. Svanda, the 6'2 junior post player. First action here tonight for Washington. Kind of a knuckleball free throw, but offensive rebound. Monty Huckett on the putback, up and down for the junior. 2-point lead for Washington. Good crowd there. 3-ball, Wes Anderson lines that one up. His second triple, back-to-back buckets now for Wes Anderson as he has 6. Something about this Washington County team he likes to shoot about. Had 20 against the Tigers last year in a home outing. Already 6 here in the first quarter. Offensive foul now inside as Ole Martin-Savay did a good job against holding his ground against Vonda down there. First personal foul for the junior. Good enough for a turnover. Washington back to Frankfort it goes. Just like that, William will go out. Monty Huckett takes a little breather on the bench. Octavian Cardenas and Joe Kern back into the game. 1-3-1 defense now for Frankfort. 2 high set, Ty Smith. And now Carter Olson there. Run the point for the Wildcats. Olson attack right side, tries to give it off. Eliza, short pass is taken away. Stolen by Washington. Wirtz will bring it across the timeline. Miller now sets it up against this man-to-man defense for Frankfort. 8-7, our early first quarter score. Wildcats ahead here. Down low, Cardenas attacks Savay. And I think we're going to get a foul called. That will go on Ole Martin-Savay. So already now his second personal foul. Porter Colvin, the 5'11 sophomore off the bench, have to eat up some early minutes here for Frankfort, and a turnover on the inbounds pass. Ball got shot right back into the face of Carson Kern before he could get back into the field of play. Sloppy ball both ways now. That's 6 turnovers between both teams here in the first 4 minutes. Tip pass. Smith takes it left side, though, looking to work it inside between Anderson and Loizo. Baseline, Colvin. That's Trent Harden first off the bench, not Porter Colvin. Thought I saw a 0 there for a second. Trent Harden in now on the layup, up and down for the junior. First bucket's off the bench for Frankfort. And what is a decently deep team for head coach Adam Schreiner here this year. He likes to use a lot of players. If he trusts you, you're going to get an opportunity to play. And so far, we've seen him go 3 or 4 deep this year. Top side, Carson Kern will get this offensive possession rolling for the Tigers. Miles Miller will attack right wing on the cross-court pass, and then a kick ball is called on Washington as the ball was on the ground. It'll go back to Frankfort now. Already turnover number 4 for the Tigers here in this first quarter. Head coach Bobby Smith going 7 deep too as well with his squad so far here tonight. LeDuc and Wirtz back to the bench. Puckett ends on back into the game. 10-7 early first quarter score. Just under 3 minutes left to play. Max Blasky along with you here for the ride. Wes Anderson dials up a 3 but misses that one short. He's now 2 for 4 from behind the arc for the Wildcats. Only one to fire up a 3 so far tonight. Cardenas forces baseline, kicks it cross court to Kern. He fires up a 3. Big board by Ty Smith there as Carson Kern misses his second shot of the night. Frankfort controls defensively back the other way. Big passing inside, and somehow Lane Loizo muscles that one up off the glass. Trent Harden gave him about a 3-foot wide bounce pass. Somehow Loizo was able to handle that one. Got it up and down for 2 as now Frankfort ahead by 5. Puckett looking to get this offense rolling for Washington. Cardenas from about 13 feet away puts that one down on the smooth shooting shot for the junior. His first points here so far tonight. Right side, Olsen gets this offense possession rolling for the Wildcats. Both of these teams fighting for some state possession coming up here too in a weekend as well. Right baseline goes Trent Harden, and he's going to step on the baseline, turnover Frankfort. 4 turnovers apiece now for both of these teams. Austin Wirtz will check in along with Eli Chandler, the 5'11 sophomore, getting action so far here tonight. Kind of a different change in coaching style for head coach Bobby Smith. We saw him earlier in the season. Only had 7 guys on the bench. Of course, you earn a varsity spot for his squad. Now he's already played 8 guys. Wirtz fires up a 3. Misses that one hard rim. Olsen pulls down the board. We're going to get off the glass, down and good for Lane Loizo. Pretty turnaround jump shot in the lane there. Hug up on that rim forever, but finally dropped down for the Wildcats as they push this lead right back up to 5 points. Under 60 ticks left to go. Octavian Cardenas works his way into the lane. Jump stomps right block. Short shot. Defensive board pulled down to Olsen. Olsen will run point now for the Wildcats as he brings it across the timeline. On the reversal, Harden. Now Anderson cross court backside left corner. Smith. Smith looking for an inlet. Olsen will attack a middle. A lot of contact, and a charge will be called. That was Carson Kern that stepped up and drew the charge, put his body on the line. And Carter Olsen now will pick up his first personal foul. Porter Colvin will check in. Already was going to check Olsen before that. Will now take a seat for the final 39.4. Fourteen to 9 is our score. Wirtz brings it across the timeline for the Tigers. Get this offensive possession started with 30 seconds. Huckett left block, gets past Colvin up. No good there for Monty Huckett as that hung on the rim for a long time. Colvin now sets it up offensively for the Wildcats. Left side, Smith. Head coach Adam Schreiner yells out of play with 15 seconds left. Now with 10. Smith left wing will look to attack Wirtz. Right side into the hands of Anderson. Anderson cross court now in front of us. Porter Colvin head fake fires up the 3 off the rim, no good. 14 to 9 is our score as we end first quarter of play. Frankfort leading this one after the first period.
Every week, stay informed and connected with the Frankfort community top stories by getting the Frankfort Area News, a small-town newspaper dedicated to their subscribers, advertisers, and community. Established in 1991, the Frankfort Area News is the official paper of the City of Frankfort, City of Vermilion, and USD 380. They love hearing from their readers. If you have a story, wedding, birth, or something you think local readers would enjoy, or to subscribe, get in touch with the Frankfort Area News, 785-292-4726.
Can an insurance bot ever really understand your needs?
Do you think I'd benefit from bundling my auto and home coverage?
Searching for homes with car dealerships nearby.
Sure, robots listen, but do they understand you? At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we'll help you save money and time by bundling your auto and home insurance. Find an agent at fbfs.com/protect. It's your future. Let's protect it. Farm Bureau Property and Casualty Insurance Company, Western Agricultural Insurance Company.
Call on Farm Bureau Insurance Agent Bryce Leonard in Washington today.
Call Parthimer Electric at 268-0553. At Parthimer Electric, we specialize in residential and commercial electrical services and are dedicated to providing customer service that is second to none. Parthimer Electric won't leave the job until you're satisfied. Parthimer Electric is available at all hours and offers flexible services for indoor or outdoor jobs. You can visit us on the web at the Parthimer Electric Facebook site or give us a call at 268-0553. Parthimer Electric in Frankfort.
Just like the girls' game, Frankfort boys came out here shooting hot. They were 4 for 4 from the two-point range, and they're going to continue that. Ty Smith cans a triple, his first point so far here tonight. The Wildcats were 2 for 3 from behind the arc, make them now 3 for 6 with that triple, leading 17-9. And that is an aspect of their offense when this Frankfort team is on. They can be absolutely trouble. Now here's the steal forced by Smith. Smith with the run out against Miller. Smith to the lane, up and down. 5-point run now by Ty Smith, all on his own. Pushes this lead right up to 10, and there's the speed. The Frankfort Wildcats team, a one-man press or one-man fast break there by Ty Smith as he picked the pocket of Carson Kern and took it 80 feet for the bucket. Survey's going to try and force the steal. That forces help side rotation. 3-ball by Malliers. Miller is missed, but an offensive rebound. Cardenas then trying back down Survey, and he does so successfully. Octavian Cardenas with his second bucket here so far tonight. Anderson attacks left baseline, up and down for Wes Anderson. Smooth looking attack there by the sophomore point guard as he now has 8 points to lead all scoring here in this one. Core made that comment defensively. This Frankfort team offensively, if they are hitting threes and running in transition the way that they can, their athleticism is going to give them a lot of points, and defensively playing a lot better inspired ball this year. Of course, hit it on it earlier. This team allows 41 points per game. Last year, they allowed almost 60 points per game. So almost a 20-point swing difference has resulted in 6 more wins for this Frankfort team. Miles Miller gets the score on the offensive end. On the Frankfort side of it, though, Lane Loizo smooth to the front of the rim. 3 for 3 from the floor now for the junior down low with 6 points. And back and forth we go now here in the second quarter. It was 14-9. Frankfort led at the first 8 minutes. They're still leading here by 10, 23-13. Max Lasky with you this evening. If you're catching us on KNDY FM 95.5, we appreciate you. If you're catching us anywhere else, we always appreciate you too as well. Carson Kern knocks down a 3, his second triple. And head coach Bobby Smith wants to take a timeout. We'll take it with them. Tigers trailing 23-16.
At United Bank & Trust, we get it. Bank hours don't always fit into your schedule. With the United Bank & Trust mobile banking app, you can bank anytime, anywhere. At home, at work, or anywhere in between. You can perform convenient and secure transactions like mobile check deposit, transfer money between accounts, or see your balance instantly. Find it by searching for United Bank & Trust mobile app in your app store. Mobile banking with United Bank & Trust. It's banking for your way of life. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
F&A Construction will build it right. Call today for a quick quote if you're building, remodeling, or adding on. Enjoy your home more and increase its value with F&A Construction. They'll tackle your every project to make sure it's done right. For complete construction services, call on F&A Construction today at 292-4692. That's 292-4692.
Coming up at halftime of this game, we'll take a look at scores from around the league, courtesy of Jeff Wirtz at the TVL Sports Spotlight, as there's a lot of intriguing TVL games going on. Of course, the boys and girls action, probably most intriguing game of the night now going on right now over in Centralia. The Centralia Panther boys, they sit with a 9-0 league record, are taking on Clifton Clyde, a 9-0 league record too as well. Eagles looking for their back-to-back regular season title. Meanwhile, Centralia has kind of came on here, especially late. They're 14-4. All four of those losses came before the TVL tournament, as both of those teams battling out for supremacy over there. Got a good one here in front of us, though. Frankfort and Washington. Frankfort, your 5 seed in TVL. Washington, your 3 seed, but Frankfort getting the better of Washington. Wes Anderson letting it fly. His third triple so far here in the first quarter, now with 11 points to lead all scorers. We mentioned it in the opening. He had a coming-out party last year against this Washington County squad. 20 points at home, including 6 triples, 4 of them in the third quarter, starting off where he left off last year in this first half, has his Wildcats team up by 10. 3-ball, Carson Kern picked that one up, answer his 3-ball back. 3 triples now for Carson Kern on 3 for 4 for shooting, and both teams striking the net. No contact, putting it up and down. Lane Loizo, he stays perfect for the floor. 4 for 4 as Kern tries to step in, draw his second charge so far here tonight. Official won't bite on that one. Both of these teams average over 45 points per game, too, as well. So expected to see some scoring so far here tonight. Ty Smith walks into a 3 off the turnover. Swanda pulls down the board for the Tigers. Miles Miller across the timeline now will set it up for Washington County. Looking to end their 8-game losing streak, so too is Washington County. Floater inside the line. Eli Chandler, he can't make that one. His first shot is a miss from 11 feet out. Surprised we haven't seen either of these teams force or turn up the pressure so far. We've seen Washington a time or two this year get out and press full court. A few teams as the season goes on. Frankfort, of course, leading here by 9. Won't look to turn up the pressure. Use its defense, though, as it can to force turnovers and get out and run. 2-3 defense now for the Wildcats. Washington will go 5 out around this offensive set as they have all season. Kind of with those big guards, it's surprising, but this Washington County team likes to play on the three-point line and behind. Wirtz attacks right side, gets to his spot left baseline, shot up no good, and a foul on Cardenas going for that offensive board. Good job by Wes Anderson. 5'11", going against 6 foot, and I'm pretty sure Cardenas is taller than that. Good job by the sophomore, though, to get the box out. First action now off the bench for Chase Stahlbaumer, the 5'8" junior. That's a big boy out there for Frankfort. Adding some size for head coach Adam Schreiner and his squad. Of course, Fred Rosequist out of this contest for the Wildcats. Left side, Anderson's going to fire away another 3. That one short. Cardenas pulls down the board. Anderson now 3, 4, 6 from behind the arc. Huckett will attack left side. Good hands by Anderson, and a travel by Washington gives it back to Frankfort. That's now 4 turnovers for Washington in this quarter after they had 4 in the first 2 as well. But a good defensive possession by Frankfort to force it back into their hands. 28-19 our score. 2 minutes left to go before halftime. We'll take a peek at girls finals coming up here at halftime, as well as any other action going along the TVL as we get towards the end of the season. Stahlbaumer on the offensive board and putback. We'll have an opportunity from the strike for a 3-point play as Washington cannot box out the big 6'8" junior down low. Foul will go on Octavian Cardenas, the big man for Washington County, picks up his second personal. He'll have to go to the bench as Carson Kern now will check back into the game. 6'8" coming off the bench. You don't see that very much in high school basketball. Stahlbaum misses the free throw, though. Haven't seen a lot of those either side. Only one free throw attempt by both sides. That was Frankfort's first here in the half. Wirtz will set it up now against the 2-3 defense for Frankfort out there defensively. It's Loizo, Colvin, Olsen, Stahlbaumer, and Anderson. It don't matter, though, for Austin Wirtz as he cans a triple. Both of these teams opening up the three ball here in the second quarter. Back the other way, though, as the answer, Lane Loizo, perfect from the floor, 5 for 5 now with 10 points. Wirtz another three. Nope, left side, no good. Miller forces the offensive rebound into the hands of Huckett. Huckett is blocked by Loizo and Stahlbaumer in there. It will stay, though, with the Wildcats. It was 14-9 at the end of one quarter. It is 32-22 here. 1 minute left before half. Miles Miller lines up the three. Shot no good. Good board by Lane Loizo. Back come the Wildcats now. Olsen, top side, swings it to Loizo. Now into the hands of Anderson. Left side, Colvin. Inside, Stahlbaumer. Drop step, not miss. They're not making that one. Misses that one off the rim. Good execution. Just couldn't quite finish that one off. Wirtz attacks Anderson's left side. Gets baseline. Now Miller trying to get to the middle. Kicks it Carson Kern for three. That one's short off the rim. Offensive rebound. Long kicked out to Wirtz. Now Leduc will set it back up. Miller, Leduc, Wirtz, Kern, and Huckett out there for Washington in this final 30 seconds. It's Stahlbaumer, Loizo, Olsen, Anderson, and Colvin out there for Frankfort. Gavin Leduc sets it up around the horn, ends up in the hands of Miller, top side. Now back and forth we go, trying to get it to Carson Kern at that high post, trying to run a little high-low between Huckett and Kern. Finally gets it inside. Gavin Leduc, left side three. Bottoms for Gavin Leduc. His first points off the bench. It is now 32-25. Colvin attacking with 11 seconds. Blocked at the rim by Monty Huckett. Loizo couldn't get over him, and that sends us into halftime. Washington on a little bit of a roll here. Still trailing, though, 32-25.
If you can't remember the last time you've reviewed your insurance policies, you're not alone. The Dragaston Insurance Company and Buckeye Insurance Group work together to make sure you are properly covered. Call the friendly, knowledgeable staff at the Dragaston Agency at 785-325-2263 or stop by one of their three offices located in Washington, Clay Center, and Concordia. They'll provide service that exceeds expectations and coverage that meets your needs. Buckeye Insurance Group and the Dragaston Insurance Agency working together to protect you.
Trailers for You would like to remind you to give them a call to book your Hogemeyer and Golden Harvest corn and soybean seed. This is Jane Studer with Trailers for You, located at the corner of Highway 9 and 99 in Frankfort. We have travel-on tilt, dump, flatbed, and stock trailers on hand. Call us at 785-292-4166 to order your Merit stock trailers for delivery in the spring. Call Trailers for You, 785-292-4166. Go Cats.
In 1951, Dr. Max Beam opened the Washington Veterinary Clinic. Over 60 years later, the clinic is still providing care for both large and small animals. Our veterinarians, veterinary technician, and support staff have a very diverse and extensive agricultural background. Herd health services, bovine reproductive programs, large and small animal surgery, routine care for pets, grooming, boarding, and 24-hour emergency availability are just a few of the services provided. Take care of all your creatures, great and small, with the help of the Washington Veterinary Clinic.
When caring for someone you care for, let Frankfort Community Care Home offer you peace of mind. With all private rooms, regardless of payment status, your loved ones will live in a home where life is worth living. A care-first approach that's unique to each resident's likes and dislikes, needs and preferences is what sets Frankfort Community Care Home apart. Staff will go the extra mile, and private rooms for every residence are just a few ways Frankfort Community Care Home continues to be a home with a heart.
When you're buying tires, go with the folks you know at M&M Tire in Washington. Locally owned, M&M Tire offers minor service work. They offer major brands of tires. They offer service after the sale. And that's what you can rely on with the folks you know at M&M Tire in Washington. Call them at 325-2207 for an appointment today. For your tire needs, call them M&M Tire in Washington.
Washington County dance team entertaining us here at halftime as it is senior night for these Tigers. Of course, highlighted the girls during that contest. A big congratulations to the boys, too, as well in this contest. Austin Works, Miles Miller, Javier Cineros, and Carson Kern playing their last game here for Washington County, as it is also senior night for the band and dance team. Ruth Craig and Cynthia Bonchny for the dance team, and Sabrina Hill in the pep band, last opportunity playing here at home. And halftime of the boys contest, 32-25 is our score. Frankfort leading Washington. The Wildcats jumped out to a 14-9 lead at the end of one quarter and outscored Washington by 2 in that quarter, 18-16. They have shot the ball extremely well as this Frankfort team. Looking at scoring for the Wildcats, they were led in that first half by Wes Anderson with 11 points. He is 3 from 6 from behind the arc. Lane Loizo, 10 points for the junior, as he has not missed a shot. He is 5 for 5 from the floor. 5 points for Ty Smith, 2 points for Olay Martin Sauvé, 2 points for Trent Hart, and 2 points for Chase Stahlbaumer, 2 as well. Talked about the hot shooting. Frankfort has made 8 of 10 shots there in the first half from the floor. They were also from behind the arc, 4 for 9, good enough for 44%. As for Frankfort, it was a little bit slower offensively. All starters did score, though, for Washington. They were led by Carson Kern with 9 points, 4 points for Octavian Cardenas, 2 points apiece for Monty Huckett and Miles Miller, while 3 points for Austin Wirtz. And off the bench, Gavin LeDuc hit a 3 in the second quarter, and William Swanda also with a 2-point bucket. Washington shoot it fairly well from the floor, too, in that first half, 45%. But the story of this half was the turnovers. 8 turnovers for Washington in that first half, 4 apiece in the quarter, led to a whole lot of runouts for the Frankfort boys, allowing them offensively to get a little bit of a roll. Frankfort took care of that ball, holding on to it for only 5 turnovers in the first half. We're going to take another timeout here for you. Take a look at girls' scores, girls' finals, as well as some boys' scores, possibly, as we get this halftime rolling underway. And our final Friday night featured game of the week, and halftime, Frankfort leading Washington 32-25 in boys action.
To keep your vehicle running good and looking good, all you need is M&R Auto Parts in Frankfort. Motor oil, air filters, spark plugs, batteries, brakes, and more. M&R also has what you need for the outside of the vehicle. Wheel cleaners, glass cleaners, washes, and waxes. That's M&R Auto Parts, your CarQuest Auto Parts dealer in Frankfort.
You want a bank that not only cares about you, but the businesses and families around. FNB Washington is that bank. Community-minded since 1883, FNB Washington truly has been there through it all, a mainstay in the Washington community. FNB cherishes the opportunity to give back, whether participating in hosting local events, providing a community room for public use, or cheering the Tigers on to victory. Your local and hometown bank is still FNB Washington, Equal Housing Lender, FDIC.
Ag Buildings provide safe storage and working space for farm shops and machinery. Inline Construction offers wood or steel frame ag buildings, complete and finished to your specifications. Call today for a quote and let them get started. For ag buildings, demolition, concrete, and construction work, count on Inline Construction. Find them and see their recent projects on their Facebook page.
From the ground up, Midwest Products Hanover can assist with concrete drives, parking, walks, entries, foundations, and support walls. Quality people help produce quality products, and you can rely on their crews for a job done right. Concrete plants at Hanover, Washington, and Clay Center. Midwest Products also haul rock, sand, and gravel. They have a crane for rent and can assist with site preparation. Start your next job with a call for a quote today from Midwest Products at Hanover.
You've reached Billy Bob's Propane. Nobody can take your call now, but somebody will get back to you sometime.
Yeah, this is Frank Jones, and I'm switching propane companies. Why? Wanklin Oil has more to offer, and to be honest, better prices. They also gave me options that fit my budget, and in case you don't remember, I called last week because I was nearly out of propane. You never called me back. I'm now out of propane.
Switching propane dealers is no big deal. Call Wanklin Oil at 1-800-794-2019. Wanklin Oil, we've had the energy since 1926.
Halftime of our boys contest, Frankfort leading 32-25. Looking at some girls finals from earlier tonight. Of course, earlier, Frankfort defeated Washington County 62-34. Hanover snuck by Troy in a low-scoring affair, 37-28. Axel got past Blue Valley, 48-43. Meanwhile, Lynn handled Donovan West defeated Lynn 57-48, and a thriller over in Centralia as the Clifton Clyde girls a 1-point victory over the top of the TVL standing Centralia 40-39. That is Centralia's first loss in league play here this year. That'll drop it to 9-1. Clifton Clyde will move on to 7-3 with that one. Centralia has one more matchup versus Axel left to end out the season. So holding on there. Of course, boys matchup talked about it. Both Clifton Clyde and Centralia undefeated in boys action. Winner of that game will be your 2023-24 TVL regular season champion. Other action tonight, too, as well, over on our sister station, AM 1570, FM 94.1. Bruce Derrick has the call as the Marysville Bulldogs host the Chapman Irish. Marysville defeated Chapman in the girls' game 52-42. Boys action going on right now as we speak if you're looking for some more ball other than this game. Also, college basketball coming back for you here this weekend. Right here, KU will make the trip down to Norman, Oklahoma in a top 25 matchup between the Sooners and the Jayhawks. That's a 3 p.m. tip. Pregame will start at 2:30 with Brian Haney and the crew here on 95.5. Meanwhile, over on our sister station, AM 1570, FM 94.1, K-State gets their season back underway with a visit from TCU. That game is a morning game, 11 a.m. tip-off. Means Wyatt Thompson and the boys will get their stuff going right about 10 a.m. there as college basketball season gears ready towards the March Madness. High school basketball season gets ready for sub-state action. Both of these squads will start their sub-state next Saturday at the Mankato Rock Hills portion of the sub-state in Class 1A Division 1. Meanwhile, our broadcast schedule looks like the following. On Tuesday, we will have one more game for you to round out our regular season coverage. That one will be the Valley Heights Mustangs traveling down to Blue Valley to face off in the final TVL matchup between those two squads, and we'll get our sub-state action underway around the 27th or 28th from that same sub-state there in Blue Valley, which hosts schools like Axel, Hanover, Lynn, Blue Valley, Scandia, and Southern Cloud. So high school basketball season winding down. We do appreciate you if you've been tuned in for one game or all of them, sticking it out with us here as we get towards the end of the season. Boys teams are out there warming up now. We're going to take one more time out before we get ready for a second half action coming up here between Washington and Frankfort. Let's see if these Washington County Tigers have enough in them to end this 8-game losing streak they're on. Meanwhile, Frankfurt's looking for their first 10-win season since 2 years ago. Second half action coming up here for you next on KNDY Radio and KNDY mobile app as well.
For the best of care close to home, visit the Washington County Hospital and Family Medicine of Washington County. Their team of professionals work together to provide every member of your family in every stage of life with medical care. From routine checkups to diagnostic services, visiting outpatient specialists, obstetrics, major and minor surgical procedures, and an emergency room that is always staffed by physicians, you'll find the best of care right here in Washington County. Call 785-325-2211 for your appointment today.
Your opportunity, your solution, your success. That's Soother's Feeds approach, and that's what sets us apart. I'm Leanne Litton, and I invite you to experience the Soother difference. We're about visiting the ranch, walking your pens, and weighing the options to develop a ration combination that will be the most efficient and profitable for your business. Soothers, a family-owned company that identifies opportunities and applies solutions for your success. Soother Feeds in Frankfort and online at sootherfeeds.com. Soother Feeds, where your success is our success.
Let Dr. Phil Benz of the Animal Health Center in Washington keep your pets and herds healthy and thriving. They offer services such as vaccination, surgery, grooming, and boarding. The doctors also understand your herd is your livelihood. Call them for a herd health consultation to assist with nutrition and pasture management, vaccination and deworming protocols, reproductive strategies, and more. And don't forget your hard-working horses. The Animal Health Center has specific services for them as well. Animal Health Services in Washington, open Monday through Saturday. Call for an appointment today.
Travelong by Landall in Waterville is looking for career-minded individuals, currently hiring trailer refurbishment staff, including welders, paint prep, painters, and assemblers on first shift. This stable family-owned company offers competitive wages, raises, and promotions, plus a 4% attendance bonus based off your gross weekly wage. Benefits include paid time off, paid holidays, incentive bonus, employer-paid life, short-term and long-term disability insurance, comprehensive health insurance, and more. Apply online at Landall.com or phone 785-562-5381. Landall Company, EEO Vets and Disability, welcome.
Owens Originals Floral has creative solutions for all your floral needs. Let Carol and her artistic team design and deliver a floral masterpiece for you. At Owens Originals, they keep a large selection of fresh flowers available, as if they're handpicked just for you. Owens Originals Floral on the Square in downtown Washington, 325-2026 for all of life's celebrations.
At halftime, Frankfort leading Washington 32-25. Frankfort shot the lights out of the ball in that first half. They were 10 of 11 from the floor. That's given up for 40%. They shot the three ball at a clip of 44%. Meanwhile, Washington did not shoot it bad. They were overall 45% from the floor. But when you've only missed one shot from inside the arc like Frankfort has, more than likely you're going to be holding on to a nice, comfortable lead. Basketball action doesn't have to end tonight after I'm done. Coming up twice each hour during the 10 and 11 o'clock hour. Farm Bureau Insurance Scoreboard Show brought to you by Patrick Booty of Marysville and Bryce Leonard here in Washington, bringing you score updates and recaps of the games elsewhere around the area, recaps of the Marysville games and every area game, as well as a look at scores and updates as we get closer on to the sub-state portion of this season. And, of course, if you miss any of our broadcasts throughout this year, swing on over to KNDYradio.com. You can pop over to the podcast tab under the sports section, and you can find all the archive games, not only from this year, but also from years past as well. If you take a peek back deep enough, you can find stuff from last year, even a couple of years ago. And, of course, you can download those games, listen to them anytime you want if you happen to just want to relive any of the moments or miss what happened. Always there for you online. And if you haven't already, go ahead and download the KNDY mobile apps too as well. They're free to download. Both the AM and FM one take us wherever you go. Stay up to date with everything going on in your area and everything up to date with your local sports teams as we get closer to this sub-state portion. We'll keep you updated on our Facebook where we're going to be at as well as on air. So tune in and keep those ears peeled as it's going to be a busy time of the season. Coming out of halftime, Frankfort leading by 7. Wildcats were up 14-9 at the end of one quarter, outscored Washington 18-6 there, lead us 32-25, and was a back and forth third quarter first half, led by Lane Loiseau and Wes Anderson. If you're Frankfort, Anderson with 11, looking for 14 years. He misses the three. Defensive board pulled down for Cardenas. As for Washington, it was balanced scoring. All starters scored. Carson Kern led the way with 9. But it was the turnovers that really killed them, and they're going to start the second half out the way they did the first half with a turnover as Cardenas tried to attack right block, kicking out to Austin Wirtz, but a miscommunication between those two leads to a turnover. Ball back into the hands of Frankfort, and a good backdoor cut, good pass there by Ole Martin Savet to find Wes Anderson cutting all alone to the front side of the rim, puts it up and down for two and pushes this lead back up to 9. This Frankfort team does such a good job of moving without the ball offensively, a squad that averages just over 48 points per game. 3-ball, Carson Kern hits that one bottom. All triples tonight for the senior on senior night. 4-4-6 from behind the arc to lead the Tigers in 12 points, trying to shoot his team back into this one. Against the 2-3 defense, Frankfort tries to work it inside. Olsen's going to fire up a three. He misses that one on his first shot of the night for Carter Olsen. Back come now the Tigers. Miles Miller will attack top side, off to Wirtz, now back to Miller in that right corner. Little pick and roll with Cardenas, looking to work it against this man-to-man. Into the hands of Carson Kern, left block, and now Huckett will attack left baseline. Little two-man action between Kern and Miller. Miller goes all the way across the court. Floater in the lane. Up and down for Miles Miller. His second bucket here tonight. First since the beginning of the second quarter. And just like that, this is a 4-point contest. Anderson will fire up a right wing three. That one's bottom for Wes Anderson. Going to keep it going for the sophomore. 16 points already for him. He had a coming out party last year, 20 versus Washington. Kern tries to answer. He misses that one short off the rim. Defensive possession goes to Frankfort. Anderson inside Savet, right off the glass, up and down for Ole Martin Savet. Wes Anderson returns that favor on the nice little pass. Has 5 quick points down for Frankfort. Push this one right back up to 9. Washington on a 5-out set. Wirtz gets the pocket picked by Ty Smith. Head coach Adam Schreiner not 100% sure on that one. He's not even going to get an explanation. Not exactly sure on my end either about it. It'll be a foul nonetheless for Ty Smith. As this high school basketball season does wind down, remind everyone we'll have one more week of our Coach's Corner interview. Of course, you can hear everything from Frankfort Thursday evening at about 5:20 after local news, weather, and sports. Meanwhile, we talk to Washington coaches every Friday about that same time. And just like those before-mentioned games, if you miss one, you can find them archived on our website at KNDYradio.com. Savet bounce pass to Anderson, and back and forth those two go now. First it was Savet to Anderson, then it was Anderson to Savet, and now we're going to return the favor right to back. Inside Huckett trying to answer through a lot of contact, and head coach Bobby Smith wants to take a timeout. We'll take it with him here. Just started the third quarter. 41-32 our score. Frankfort leading this one with a quarter and a half left to play.
Access denied.
We've all been there. When you can't connect the thingy to the whatchamacallit, and the whatchamacallit can't find the Wi-Fi network. Well, Blue Valley Technologies has a solution that can help you with all your connected devices. Tech Home with unlimited multi-device support to help you get your home connected and even tune up your computer. Find more details at bluevalley.net/techhome.
Just like our area athletes work each day in practice to perform at their best in the big game, the staff at Bruna Implement Company, your local Case IH dealer, work daily to provide the best parts and service experience when you need it most. Bruna Implement Company has been family-owned for 3 generations. We know what it takes to be successful as your area Case IH dealer. For the best in farming equipment with the service to back it, there is only one. Bruna Implement Company, since 1947.
Both of these squads jockeying for position at sub-state, kind of out of line for a TVL chance so far this late in the year, but sub-state positioning ever so important. Frankfort entering the Rock Hill sub-state before tonight's contest as the 4th seed at 9-9. Meanwhile, Washington right behind them as the 5 seed at 7 and 11. Smith misses the first one, gets an offensive rebound, gets that one blocked by Miles Miller, but it'll stay with Frankfort. So important to keep trying to play here late in the season. Number 1 seed Osborne has 18-1 on the year. Clifton Clyde at 17-2 in that league. So an opportunity to face them as late as you can in that sub-state is the goal for either of these teams if they want to make some noise and a possible run at an appearance out at Colby, which is where Division I Class 1 state will be at this year. Washington on their senior night, last game here for the season for the Tigers. Frankfort will have one more next Monday down at Lynn. Miles Miller left block going against Lane Loizo. Miller gets the better of Loizo on the little left-handed hook shot through the middle of the lane. Puts it up for 2. Cuts this lead down to 41-34. Now a turnover as Austin Wirtz forces it. First one for Frankfort here in the second half. Washington was dirty with it in the first half, doing better of it here in the second. Huckett will attack left baseline. Carson Kern 3. That one's short off the rim, no good. Rebound pulled down by Olsen. Carson Kern leading scorer for this Tigers team here tonight with 12, all from behind the three-point line. A foul is going to be called offensively, I think. No, it's going to be called, there it is, on the Washington County defense. That will go against Octavian Cardenas, the big junior down low, now with 3 personal fouls. Gavin LeDuc will check Cardenas as Porter Colvin will come off the bench. He will check Carter Olsen now. So Savay inside on the inbound from from Colvin. Will go to the line now for 2 free throws. Neither team has wanted to shoot a free throw here tonight. It's been a little less physical battle than I figured, but only 2 free throws total before these two by Ole Martin Savay. Calmly knocks down the first one. Second one upcoming now for the senior exchange student. Up and down as he is perfect from the line, 2 for 2. 8 points now for the senior who got the start tonight. Miller will look to attack Loizo left corner. Thought better of it. Quick rotation around the horn into LeDuc. Now Miller gets it back inside the paint. Nice little shot there for Miles Miller as he is perfect from the floor in this third quarter. 3 for 3 to the tune of 6 points. 8 now total in the game for the senior, playing his last game on his home court. Anderson, deep 3. That's off the side of the rim. No good. LeDuc pulls down the board, and it will stay with the Tigers. Porter Colvin got in there and try and force it. Anderson will continue to let them fly. 18 points, leading scorer for the game so far for the sophomore. He had 11 in the first half. 43-36 is our score. 2:25 left to play in this third quarter. Max Blasky along with you here this evening. Our final Friday night featured game of the week here from Washington on senior night. Carson Kern with it left side, thought about it, 3, kicks it out. Gavin LeDuc now will reset it. We're trying to go left block to Monty Huckett. Inside the lane, kicks it out. Austin Wirtz, right wing 3. Up no good. It's going to go over the way of the Wildcats as LeDuc trying to get in there and force an offensive rebound. Substitution now as Eli Chandler will check into the game. Carson Kern, big 6'1" senior, to the bench. Both of these squads experienced in their own right, had a lot of players back from last year's team. Of course, Washington was looking to improve off of 5-16 year last year. They're now sitting at 7-11. But Frankfort has taken the biggest leap in the league. They were 3-18 last year, now sitting at 9-9, looking for their 10th win on the year here under first-year head coach Adam Schreiner. Inside lane, Loizo pushes the action, draws the foul on Eli Chandler, so the sophomore picks up his first. And now Loizo will go to the line for 2 free throws. First one is short off the rim, no good. Second one now upcoming here for Loizo. 10 points for the junior so far here tonight. We're going to make it 11 as he splits the pair. 44-36, Washington with the ball. They just have not been able to get over that hump. They've been close here all game long. Frankfort's kept it within a 5-point distance, though, this entire contest. Huckett will try and attack Anderson left side with good defensive possession by the sophomore. 5-out set now for Washington. Miller attacks right baseline. Inside blocked with a lot of contact. Lane Loizo picks up the foul as Miles Miller was able to get past him. Now the senior will go to the line for 2 foul shots themselves. This will be only foul shot number 2 and 3 for Washington on the game, and it comes with 1:26 left to play here in the third quarter. That personal foul will go against Loizo. That is his first, as Miller calmly knocks down the first free throw. Miller at the line for his second. Having a good third quarter so far, 7 points. We're going to make it 8 as he sinks both free throws. Miller trying to shoot himself back to a win here on his home court. Last opportunity for these seniors for Washington. The up chance being shouted. Miller gets his hand on it, almost forces the turnover. Smith comes back up with it. And now a foul on Gavin LeDuc, too physical with Lane Loizo down the middle of that lane. All of a sudden, that is team foul number 5. That's number 5, exactly, for home team Washington in this one. So shooting free throws for the last 70 seconds here will be Frankfort. Lane Loizo will go back to the line where he just split a pair. Set the check to come in. Carson Kern and Carter Olson, they will both check in. Ty Smith out for Frankfort. Eli Chandler out for the Tigers as Loizo makes the first free throw. Second one made too as well. And we're going to have a timeout by head coach Adam Schreiner here with 1:09 left to play before fourth quarter action. We'll take it with him for the short break. Frankfort leading 46-38.
Every week, stay informed and connected with the Frankfort community top stories by getting the Frankfort Area News, a small-town newspaper dedicated to their subscribers, advertisers, and community. Established in 1991, the Frankfort Area News is the official paper of the City of Frankfort, City of Vermilion, and USD 380. They love hearing from their readers. If you have a story, wedding, birth, or something you think local readers would enjoy, or to subscribe, get in touch with the Frankfort Area News, 785-292-4726.
Stone Southside Service in Washington, Kansas offers competitive prices on tires with excellent customer service. Located on Highway 15 across from the co-op, Stone Southside Service also offers towing and light mechanical work for your vehicle, including brake jobs. Stone Southside Service also sells Green Mountain grills. These grills feature wood pellets that enhance barbecue flavor. Stone Southside Service in Washington, Kansas. Your source for great prices on tires, light mechanical work for your vehicle, and home of Green Mountain Grills. Give them a call at 785-325-2247.
8-point advantage here for Frankfort as we get down to the last minute 09 in this third quarter. It's been a back-and-forth game. Well, I say that, and Frankfort's actually led from the very beginning, but Washington has seemed just to be an arm's length this entire time, but just not able to get that one big stop or make that bucket. Coming out of the timeout, Monty Huckett with a golden opportunity underneath the basket, misses the short shot. Now we're going to probably start to see Washington pressure. 3-ball Porter Colvin. He's going to fire that from the left wing. No good. And now a foul going for the offensive rebound. Carter Olson will commit the foul. That'll only be foul number 2, though, for 3 for Frankfort in this quarter. Second now for Olson. Miller across the timeline. 46 seconds left to play here in this one. Frankfort milking an 8-point lead. LeDuc right corner. Sets it, swings it. Wirtz 3-ball. Bottom for Austin Wirtz. His first triple since the second quarter. 6 points now for the seniors, but a big 3 here for Washington. Now even a bigger defensive stop needed for head coach Bobby Smith and his squad. 20 seconds left to go before fourth quarter. Washington will extend out to a 3-2. High out tight will be Wirtz, Miller, and LeDuc. Anderson right corner looking to get it inside to Savay. Savay off glass, no good. Offensive rebound. Oh, wait, Martin Savay, and a big bucket there for him as he gives Frankfort back their 7-point lead as we go into fourth quarter action. Wildcats leading the Tigers 48-41.
F&A Construction will build it right. Call today for a quick quote if you're building, remodeling, or adding on. Enjoy your home more and increase its value with F&A Construction. They'll tackle your every project to make sure it's done right. For complete construction services, call on F&A Construction today at 292-4692. That's 292-4692.
Agriculture. Our country was built on it. Our children are fed by it. No one quite understands the unique needs of the farmer like United Bank and Trust. Whether you raise crops or livestock, you need the right equipment at the right time. Our ag loans can help you acquire and maintain that equipment when and where you need it. Contact one of our experienced ag lenders today. United Bank and Trust. Banking for your way of life. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
When caring for someone you care for, let Frankfort Community Care Home offer you peace of mind. With all private rooms, regardless of payment status, your loved ones will live in a home where life is worth living. A care-first approach that's unique to each resident's likes and dislikes, needs and preferences is what sets Frankfort Community Care Home apart. Staff will go the extra mile, and private rooms for every residence are just a few ways Frankfort Community Care Home continues to be a home with a heart.
Both teams scored 16 points in that third quarter. It's still a 7-point advantage. Frankfort, as Miles Miller forced the turnover, blocked at the rim by Layla Wiseau, but a foul will be called on the junior. I thought that was a clean block. There must have been somebody underneath, but Miles Miller did a good job to pick the pocket of, I believe it was Loiseau who got back for the block, but a foul called. Second one now for Loiseau. First one for Frankfort in this quarter. Miles Miller, where he was just 2 for 2 from the line in the third quarter, calmly knocks down the first one for the Tigers. Looking to end this 8-game losing streak is Washington County, but trailing here by 6. Second free throw by Miller, misses that one. Board pulled down by Savay. 6-point contest here, tightening up just as to be expected in this fourth quarter. Savay baseline inside. Loiseau, a lot of contact again, but a foul will be called. I believe that's on Octavian Cardenas. If it is, that's going to be number 4. It will be. So now Eli Chandler will have to come back in for the Tigers, and that means Washington will go small now with their lineup. Loiseau at the line for 2, makes the first one. Hit that back part of the rim, bounced really high. Came back down inside, though. Second one upcoming here for Loiseau. That one's off the rim as he fell off the baseline, and that's going to be off of Eli Chandler, staying with Frankfort. Costly turnover there on the defensive rebound by Washington County. Turnover number 11 on the evening. Olsen kicks it into Anderson. Anderson trying to probe towards the middle. Now kicks it out to Loiseau as the Wildcats reset it around the horn. Inside, ball's going to be tipped around off the hand of Loiseau. A kick called, and I think it'll stay with Frankfort. Yes, it will. Leading scorer for Washington County so far in this one, Carson Kern with 12 points, all from behind the arc. Meanwhile, Wes Anderson, 18 points for the sophomore. He had 11 in the second quarter to lead Frankfort. Loiseau high post kicks it out to Anderson. Can he hit 21? He will! 3-ball for Wes Anderson. Back-to-back years with 20-point performances against this Washington County team as he had 21 versus the Tigers last year in a 6-point victory for Frankfort and trying to will his team to another win here late in the season. Right side, Miller will look to attack. Kern's going to fire up a three. That was off from the word go. Huckett pulls down the offensive board, giving his Tigers another possession. Miller, one of four main and pressure. They're going to stay in this kind of 1-2-2 matchup zone. Loizo and Savay will run your post in the front court. Back court, Anderson, Smith, Olsen, three ball, Anderson up, no good. Kern pulls down the board. Back the other way comes Washington now, with just under 6 minutes left here in this quarter. Same play, Kern's going to fire up for three now. That one's off the front of the rim, no good. Probably should have tried to get downhill on that one. And head coach Bob to get up a bunch of threes, get up a bunch of shots. The more opportunities you shoot, the more opportunities you have to score. And speaking of scoring, Ty Smith, a big triple with a defender right in his face. 8 points now for the junior. His first bucket since midway through the second quarter is now it is 11-point lead for Frankfort. Miller looking to get to his spot, left block, no good. Anderson pulls down the board. Quickly the other way goes Wes Anderson all the way to the rim. Contact foul, and free throws upcoming now for the sophomore. Just like in a lot of these games, Washington has been in it during this 8-game losing streak. They're really close. They just have not been able to get over the hump so far here in this contest. Of course, they fell by 6 to Hanover Tuesday night. A few close losses earlier in the season and late January. A 2-point loss to Hanover, a 3-point loss to Troy, and then a 7-point loss to Lynn, were three big L's that this Washington County team took. Trying to learn from their experiences, though. Looking to get a win here late in the season. Anderson splits the pair there. Foul went on Austin Worth. That's the second. Huckett breaks past his defender. Anderson's going to have to commit the foul after he got burnt. We'll send Monty Huckett back to the line as this game has really slowed down here in the second half. Monty Huckett now at the line. First trip to the line here for the junior tonight. Kind of a screwball shot is down on his first one. Washington now 2 for 4 from the stripe, or 2 for 3, from the free throw line in this fourth quarter after going 2 for 2 in the second. As we're going to go missing the second one as Huckett splits a pair. Still a 9-point contest. Frankfort with the ball, though, trying to increase this lead, pick up their 10th win on the season. Washington trying to end their 8-game losing streak before starting sub-state action next Saturday. Last opportunity for Washington here this year. Frankfort will have one more Monday versus Lynn. Anderson attacks left baseline, kicks it out to Olsen, top side. Now back to Anderson, head fakes baseline, up floater blocked by Carson Kern. 6'1", got the better, a 5'11" there, leads to a run out for Monty Huckett. Kicks it out, Eli Chandler fakes on a three and then blocked, but a foul will be called on Lane Loizo. That was about as clean as the first one, as both Nick Anderson and Adam Schreiner bewildered by that one. End of the day, it don't matter, since Eli Chandler, the sophomore, to the line for his first free throws here this evening. Third personal foul on Loizo could be costly here as this game gets closer to the end. Eli Chandler off the bench, one shot already, misses the first free throw. Washington still has not pressed yet in this game, trying to use their speed to their advantage. Second one is down by Chandler, and head coach Bobby Smith wants himself a timeout. We'll take it with him. 4:17 left to play, 10-point advantage, Frankfort.
In 1951, Dr. Max Beam opened the Washington Veterinary Clinic. Over 60 years later, the clinic is still providing care for both large and small animals. Our veterinarians, veterinary technician, and support staff have a very diverse and extensive agricultural background. Herd health services, bovine reproductive programs, large and small animal surgery, routine care for pets, grooming, boarding, and 24-hour emergency availability are just a few of the services provided. Take care of all your creatures, great and small, with the help of the Washington Veterinary Clinic.
Call Parthimer Electric at 268-0553. At Parthimer Electric, we specialize in residential and commercial electrical services and are dedicated to providing customer service that is second to none. Parthimer Electric won't leave the job until you're satisfied. Parthimer Electric is available at all hours and offers flexible services for indoor or outdoor jobs. You can visit us on the web at the Parthimer Electric Facebook site or give us a call at 268-0553. Parthimer Electric in Frankfort.
Frankfort, if you're just joining us, shot 90% from the floor in the first half, got themselves that 32-25 lead, shooting it well here so far in the second two. Only missed one shot out of 3 attempts here in the fourth. A surgical offense for a team last year that was more run and gun under head coach Adam Schreiner. Some more discipline, some more structure for this Frankfort squad, and it has shown this year inside. Carter Olson, a big bucket, his first one here tonight, as all starters have now scored for Frankfort. An athletic up and under move there for the junior. Little weave action as Miller tries to work his way inside for Washington. Miles does, up and down for two. 13 points now for the senior, second leading scorer behind 14 for Carson Kern in this one. Olsen takes it right side through the Huckett arm, and one. No, a charge will be called underneath the basket. Octavian Cardenas with 4 fouls, put his body on the line. No bucket is going to be that foul called on Carter Olsen. I might be with the Frankfort coaches on that one. That was an awfully late whistle. Head coach Adam Schreiner begging for an explanation, but he won't get one. His team still up by 10, though. 3 minutes left to go. Kern sneaks inside. Almost was a travel. Gets it off to Huckett, though. Loses it. Gets it back. Now Chandler will reset for these Tigers. Huckett with it. Left baseline. Guarded by Anderson. Kicks it off. Miller. Left elbow shot. Up. No good. Survey. A defensive rebound and a foul. Eli Chandler going for it offensively on Washington. It's Washington's third foul now in this quarter. Tigers will now full court press. Did possession ago. A 2-1-2 full court. Smith easily gets close to the half-court line. Now back to Olsen across the half-court line. Frankfort breaks it. Cross-court skip past Anderson. Anderson inside. Kicks it out. Ty Smith, 3-ball. No, not that one. Chandler pulls down the board. Here comes Washington needing a score. 2:35 left to play in the contest. Chandler with it. Left baseline in front of his own bench, and a foul is going to be called on Ole Martin Savay. That's now his third personal. That's team foul number 4, I believe, on Frankfort. So one more will send the Tigers to the line. Actually, that is number 5. So that's team foul number 5. So Washington will shoot free throws here the rest of the way for 2:30. Eli Chandler at the line for 2. Calmly knocks down the first one. A little confusion there. Gavin Leduc will check in for shooter if Chandler makes this second one. Free throw up and down for Chandler. 3 for 4 from the stripe here in this fourth quarter. All 3 of his points from that line. Big free throws by the sophomore to cut it to an 8-point deficit. 2-1-2 press still for Washington. Smith breaks it across the near sideline. Rotation back in the hands of Anderson right in front of his own bench. Anderson working a pick and roll with Savay. Nice little roll by Savay. Up and one. A lot of contact, no foul. Offensive rebound, Carter Olson, and he will finally be fouled by Washington. That foul will go against Austin Wirtz. That's his third on the senior for the Tigers. Carter Olson at the line for his first free throws here tonight. Misses the first. 12 free throws now for Frankfort in the second half after only one for Washington, or one in the first half. Same case for Washington. 10 free throws for Washington in the second, while only one. Olson sinks the second half, splits the pair. Timeout will be called on the floor. We're going to keep it right here, though, with the final 2:08 left to play. Frankfort has led the entire way, was up 14-9 at the end of one quarter. They led 32-25 at halftime. 7-point advantage for them after 3 quarters of play, and they're holding on to a 9-point game here. Of course, Washington County looking to end their 8-game losing streak that started back on January 20th. It's coming up on almost a month since the Washington County boys last won a game. Meanwhile, Frankfort is looking for a 10-win season, back to what normalcy was over in Frankfort before last year's dismal 3-18 season. Frankfort, though, has always played good against this Washington County team. The Wildcats are 7-3 in their last 10 meetings. The senior class for Frankfort looking to go undefeated versus Washington in their high school career. They could match up one more time, though, coming up at Sub-State next Saturday, depending on how those seedings fill out. Right now, Frankfort is your 4 seed in the Rock Hills Sub-State with a 9-9 record. Washington County 7-11, your 5 seed. Rock Hills 5-11 is your 6 seed. Double screen for Miller up top, gets it off to Wirtz. 3-ball air balls, misses that one. And Loiseau controls the board for Frankfort. Head coach Bobby Smith telling his team to match up man-to-man, and they do full court with now 1:45 left in play. Washington needs a stop here if they want a chance to score on the other end and keep this game close. It's a 9-point advantage. Frankfort Wildcats will do all they can, though, to run this clock down as deep as it gets before Washington will have to start the foul. Screen and roll now. Survey with the top side, looking for some help. Gets it off right wing to Smith. Back in the hands of the guard. And a illegal screen, I think, will be called. No, it won't be. It'll be on Gavin LeDuc trying to fight through the screen. So that will send Belay Martin Survey to the line, where he has had a good night starting tonight. 8 points to the tune of 2 and 2 from the free throw line. First one is down for the senior. Makes that one count. Second one now upcoming. Trying to get into double digits is the senior. Announcer's jinx got him on that one. Splits the pair. Frankfort still leading, though, by 10. Washington needs a very quick bucket. Topside, Carson Kurd tries to get downhill, kicks it out. Now around the horn, Miles Miller trying to get into the paint. Does. Up and under. Shot off the rim. Somehow drops down for Miles Miller. His second bucket here in the quarter. Quickly, Bobby Smith takes himself a timeout. We're going to keep it here, though, with 60 seconds left to go, 65 seconds to be exact. Frankfort leading 62-52 here. A reminder, scores and updates coming up for you twice each hour on game night, courtesy of the Farm Bureau Insurance Scoreboard Show, brought to you by Farm Bureau Insurance agent Patrick Booty of Marysville and Bryce Leonard here in Washington. We'll have a recap from this game as well as a recap from the Marysville boys and girls game going over on our sister station right now. Bruce Bierke has that call, as well as a look around the league with scores from tonight's actions. Big contest to make note of. Clifton Clyde girls defeat Centralia 40-39 in a thriller. Of course, earlier tonight, Frankfort handled Washington County here 62-34. Frankfort looking for their 10th win on the season here, leading by 8, 64 seconds left to play. Washington still not fouling as Frankfort gets it across the timeline. Anderson now up top side, don't want to foul him. Gets it off to Olson, now right back to Anderson. Anderson wants to be fouled. No one's fouling him as now Frankfort ran 10, 12 seconds off the clock. Still calling for a foul, and they finally give it to Ty Smith. So Smith, no free throws so far here tonight. will go to the line for two. That personal foul goes on Austin Wirtz. I thought it did. That's only his third personal foul. Smith at the line, short arms the first one. We saw two combined free throws in the first half so far here in just quarter alone. Frankfort shooting their 10th free throw. Calmly knocks down that one, does Smith, as he splits a pair. Frankfort now 5 for 10 from the line here in this fourth quarter. Meanwhile, Washington 5 for 8 as they try and shoot their way back into it. Another timeout taken Frankfort. We'll keep it here with 45 seconds left. Gives us an opportunity to thank all of our sponsors tonight, including Washington County Hospital, Landau Company, M&M Tires, Soother Feed, the Animal Health Center, Dr. Phil Bentz, M&R Auto Parts of Frankfort, FNB Washington, Blue Valley Technologies, Owens Originals, Inline Construction, Midwest Products, First National Bank of Frankfort, Brune Implement, Winkland Oil, Stone Southside Repair, the Frankfort Area News, Farm Bureau Insurance Agent Bryce Leonard, United Bank and Trust, Parthimer Electric, Dragonson Insurance Agency, F&A Construction, Trailers for You in Frankfort, the Washington County Vet Clinic, and Frankfort Community Care Home. Thank you all for making this broadcast possible here on our final Friday night featured game of the week. We'll have one more game for you coming up next Tuesday as the Mustangs travel to face on Blue Valley Rams down in Randolph. Up and under shot by Monty Huckett is missed, and a foul is given 94 feet away from the bucket, and that will pretty much be all she wrote, I think, for this Washington County Tigers team that came in here looking to end this 8-game winning streak, but Frankfort came in with a plan, ran it to perfection, and shot the lights out of the ball. Frankfort missed one shot in the first half from inside the three-point arc, and it showed. Ole Martin Save back at the line for 2 free throws, where he calmly knocks down the first. Eli Chandler, Octavian Cardenas, and William Swanda will check out the seniors, Miles Miller, Carson Kern, and Austin Wirtz. Those three exit this game for the last time in front of their home crowd. 3 seniors that had some rough years here, but talking to head coach Bobby Wirtz, hard-working guys that really helped lay the foundation for this squad moving forward. Save cans both free throws now, as he has 5 points in this quarter, gets the defensive rebound on the Cardenas miss, and that will be all she wrote. Frankfort will wound this one out here, win this game 63-52. Frankfort now moves on to 10-9 on the season, 5-5 in league play. They pick up a big, important sub-state win. Meanwhile, Washington County, they fall to 7-12 on the season, 2-9 in league play, and they have lost 9 straight games here to round out the season. We're going to take a timeout, recap this one as we get ready for sub-state basketball coming up for you next week here on KNDY.
For over 80 years, Farm Bureau Financial Services has been protecting farmers and ranchers season after season.
You need to know you're covered and you've got somebody covering your back.
You've got local people that everybody knows.
And we have a good policy and a good agent, and I guess that's what you need to be able to sleep at night.
Loyal, local, and rooted in ag for over 80 years. Learn more at fbfs.com/rootedinag. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Bryce Leonard in Washington is your local agent with Farm Bureau Insurance and Farm Bureau Financial Services.
Trailers for You would like to remind you to give them a call to book your Hogemeyer and Golden Harvest corn and soybean seed. This is Jane Studer with Trailers for You, located at the corner of Highway 9 and 99 in Frankfort. We have travel-on tilt, dump, flatbed, and stock trailers on hand. Call us at 785-292-4166 to order your Merit stock trailers for delivery in the spring. Call Trailers for You, 785-292-4166. Go Cats.
If you can't remember the last time you've reviewed your insurance policies, you're not alone. The Dragaston Insurance Company and Buckeye Insurance Group work together to make sure you are properly covered. Call the friendly, knowledgeable staff at the Dragaston Agency at 785-325-2263 or stop by one of their 3 offices located in Washington, Clay Center, and Concordia. They'll provide service that exceeds expectations and coverage that meets your needs. Buckeye Insurance Group and the Dragaston Insurance Agency working together to protect you.
Friendly, personalized service to meet your banking needs. That's the standard at First National Bank, Frankfort.
My community bank has responded to the changes needed to keep my money safe and secure. They've switched to cards with the latest technology, which is safer and more secure than before. My community bank provides safety and security while staying on top of the latest banking trends.
Let First National Bank's brand of banking be responsive to your needs. First National Bank, Frankfort, proud to be your community bank. Member FDIC.
This is a special report from ABC News, Trump civil fraud judgment. I'm Daria Albinger. New York's Attorney General Letitia James says Donald Trump learned today no one is above the law.
Everyday Americans cannot lie to a bank.
Max Blasky back with you, rounding out this game. Frankfort wins, pulling away 63-52. Frankfort was led by Wes Anderson with 22 points. He had 18 of those in the first three quarters. Lane Loizo pitched in 13, 9 points for Ty Smith, 11 points for Alay Martin Savé getting the start tonight, too, as well. Carter Olson pitched in 3, and Trent Harden pitched in 2, along with Chase Stahlbaumer off the bench for 2 as well. Frankfort shot the free throw 63%, only turned this ball over 7 times in what was an important stat here for the Wildcats so far here tonight. 63 points, also their second highest scoring total for the year. As for the Washington County boys, they wind up losers here. They were led by Miles Miller with 15 points. All starters did score for the Washington County Tigers, but it wasn't enough, though, as the 3 seniors, Miles Miller, Austin Wirtz, and Carson Kern, exit this high school season. They lost on their senior night. Scoring, though, Wirtz pitched in 6 points, 5 points apiece for Monty Huckett, and Carson Kern, 4 points for Octavian Cardenas, 3 points apiece for Eli Chandler and Gavin LeDuc, while William Swanda pitched in 2 in the first half. Washington shot the free throw 63%, turned it over 12 times, including 8 in the first half, which allowed Frankfort to gain a 32-25 lead at halftime, and it never looked back. Frankfort boys move on to 10-9 on the season, 5-5 in league play. Meanwhile, Washington drops to 7-12 in the season, 2-9 in league play. But even more important, this was a big win for the Frankfort Wildcats as they try and clinch that 3 seed in the Mankato Rock Hills sub-state, as that action will get kicked off next Saturday for both of these squads. As for our broadcast schedule, we will be back at it Tuesday night down at Blue Valley as the Valley Heights Mustangs travel south to take on the Rams before we get our sub-state action underway from Blue Valley Randolph there next week after first-round action gets underway. Again, in the girls' contest earlier tonight, Frankfort ran away with it 63-34. They were led by Cindy Wamp with 18 points. Hattie Gross pitched in 15, and Emma Hardwick pitched in 14 as the state-ranked Frankfort Lady Wildcats pick up their 13th win on the season. Meanwhile, Washington girls drop to 8-11 on the year. For our final Friday night featured broadcast here from Washington, this has been Max Flasky. I appreciate you all tuning in. We will see you all again Tuesday night before we get ready for postseason action. Again, from here from Washington, Frankfort boys victorious 63-52, while in the first game, Frankfort girls were victorious 62-34. For KNDY Sports, again, Max Flasky here with you this evening. Thank you all for tuning in. Everyone drive home safe, and we will see you Tuesday night down at Blue Valley.
KNDY.